There is no.
It's my Y Heavyweight Champion, Big Billy Gold! You're watching BJ and DG talk wrestling, and that's gold! That's Billboard Billy Gold! And this is gold! This is Billboard BJ and DG talks gold!
Congratulations to the two-time SPO champion, Billboard Billy Gold. We'll get to that in a couple days. Right now, I'm BJ, SDG.
I am? Wow, that's really good to know who I am.
Are you not?
I don't know anymore. I don't know anything anymore.
There's been a lot of wrestling to deal with lately. And when
But
I
yes.
say deal,
Also, Chef the Ref down there, sometimes, always, somewhere.
Sort of, maybe, kind of, a little bit.
Still ain't found shit.
We're all here. The Fago's been cracked open. Why don't we ring the bell and let's talk about what the hell happened this week?
Boy, oh boy.
all right.
Where do we begin?
I guess we could start on Monday Night Raw.
Presumably with Monday.
Fun.
I mean,
Which,
we have a lot to talk about today.
We
We'll
covered
be-
some of it on our after show, Monday night after Raw. We covered some of that Monday night. And if you guys aren't watching our post-Raw show, like, you're missing out on some quality content. But yeah, we discussed some of this on the post-Raw show, but there's much more. You know, that was a quick run through. Let's go.
Yeah, and this will be the last time we'll be doing an episode for 2 weeks because this week coming up, we're doing live watch-alongs. Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, and both nights of WrestleMania. Plus,
Get
let's
used
not...
to these faces.
Yeah,
You're gonna
let's
see
not...
a lot of.
Yeah, let's not forget Tuesday, our preview show for Midnight Express.
Yup.
And also the press conference, which will be 11 o'clock our time.
What are we doing for that? We're not going live for that, are we?
I was kind of thinking about it.
Okay.
2 a.m.
All right.
No. It would be 11 o'clock our time, and, we'll talk about that later.
Got it.
But yeah, there's going to be a lot of our faces on these streams. May God or whatever Holy Ghost, Jet, and invisible person you choose to pray to have mercy on your souls.
If you're thinking about like potentially going to the eye doctor and getting new glasses, like hold off until WrestleMania, please. Like
That way you don't have to see it.
You're gonna see a lot of us, and you don't want your prescription refreshed for that.
Well, Tara, since it's your birthday, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Shut up, Tara.
I mean,
oh yeah.
honestly, hey,
already.
let me just say, Tara, you were still very active on Friday, but you weren't nearly as loud and obnoxious as you usually are. So, hats off to you. And not only that, you were 100% rooting against Tommy and JP. Like,
She said she would.
It amazed me. And honestly, like, it seemed like you may have toned it down a little bit, and maybe it was just allergies preventing you from getting the full experience. But regardless, no, I was happy to hear you that mild.
So yeah, Raw kicks off with I guess people have coined this Pipe Bomb 2.0.
Oh, stop it.
I'm not the one saying it. The pipe bomb's the pipe bomb to me.
I get it, and this was nowhere near it.
No, but there were some references made and similarities to the promo because a lot of it was a shoot.
Right, but at the same time, it's that like polished like TKO like initiative being like, no, okay, so like, you can say this, but don't go too far, I feel like this was like as far as he could go within the current restrictions, which wasn't
Yeah.
very far, honestly. Which like on the pipe bomb was like a whole like eye-opening thing. It fell a little short of that.
Oh no,
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah, it might not have been like full pipe bomb, but there were, moments in there that were more real than the average promo gets. I mean, calling Pat a certain last name is politically charged. CM Punk didn't shy away from that, and I applaud him for it. So yeah, I mean, there were the ticket prices getting called out directly. And then that got responded to on SmackDown in the worst way possible. So, but yeah. I thought that it was one of the promos that we've seen in a while. Yeah, I mean, CM Punk's had been doing some pretty good work lately. If I'm being all honest, that's the night I'm looking forward to more is Sunday night. That CM Punk Roman Reigns match. I, at this point, am more invested in that for multiple reasons, but we'll get to that full breakdown of the what, why later when we discuss SmackDown too.
It seems like WWE at the moment is responding to fans' criticisms, of things because it's not something we would typically hear, right? The response to ticket prices and things and now it's on both shows. It's not just McAfee doing it because it would make sense for him to be the one just solo doing it. It just seemed like CM Punk had to respond to things that Pat said that was part of what was, I think, a shoot during all that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was an interesting start, especially without them having Roman there this week. So we were only going to see Punk once, and so we opened up the show with this and just moved forward.
Why? And I may be getting ahead of everything. In fact, I definitely am because this is some Friday night stuff that I'm about to talk about. I'll save it.
I was going to say whatever. You might not remember, so you might as well say it.
I might not be alive by the time we talk about Friday night.
So that's even more reason to speak your mind now.
Why is Pat McAfee the returning heel being the one to be like, well, I lowered ticket prices? Wasn't he just telling people not to watch, not to go?
Like I said, in the worst way possible.
It's super weird.
Yeah.
And I am drunk, but that's not what this is.
That's besides the point.
It does seem like, and sorry everybody, yeah. But like, yeah. It does. It's super weird. It comes off.
And let's not pretend this is the first time.
You would never know if I didn't tell you or look at my face. But yeah, no. It just, it's like, what? Like, weren't you just, okay? Where are they coming from? Like, what are they trying to?
So in my eyes, this is a case of when the people higher up who know nothing about wrestling are now putting their hand in the cookie jar and making decisions.
The suits.
Yes.
Yeah, above like above Triple H and all that. They're just sitting there like, oh no, we need to add more to this. No, this main event didn't need Pat McAfee added to it. Which even then, if he was the only piece added fine. But no, now we've had Jelly Roll added to this, and Randy Orton done peanut buttered him on Friday night.
I mean, Jelly Roll was already in it with like being the middle guy. Like, hey, Randy, what are you doing, buddy? Come on, this ain't you. I know you for 5 minutes. Come on, Randy. So they already had that in there. But then they add in McAfee, and, we are where we are now, and it sucks. Like, you've got McAfee on a freaking WrestleMania graphic with Randy and Cody. That makes no damn sense. Like, he should be, he had no reason to be he's yeah, okay.
Like for me, the idea that I don't think this match needed anything else thrown into it, but if we were going to go this route, in all honesty, even in a non-physical role, that person on the phone, if we were going to put a person to it and not the voices in his head, which after a couple of weeks of us just talking about, I kind of got behind that idea. But if it was going to be a person, it should have been Kevin Owens. Somebody else that was a part of the whole thing of dethroning Roman. Because we've seen Sammy speak his mind about it to Cody. You know?
This is just an aside, but I believe this is the first time I'm seeing this background graphic.
Yeah, it's very nice. I did get to see it. And,
no, it's beautiful. Take us off. Yeah. I didn't say put me on.
Wrong graphic.
Oh yes, this beautiful spring graphic that we have going on down there. I just noticed it and I had to draw attention to it because like usually you're like, okay, here's the next thing, and you just kind of snuck us with it today. But it's fine. It's wonderful. I love it.
There it is. Wonderful
Beautiful.
spring has sprung.
It makes me want to open this window right here, which I'm about to do.
Okay. And while BJ goes to open the window.
It wasn't a far walk. I just, don't wear pants for my shoes.
But back on topic, because apparently today we have BJ drinks beer on the stream and not BJ talks wrestling.
What beer?
It's fine. It's been a minute.
You done drank them all.
Dude, I've literally only had 40 beers today. Okay. And here's my rating of every one of those. You may
It was for science.
That, disregard that right there. Yeah, I did.
Does that say I effed up?
Yes. But that
It's
was
okay.
a personal
Roast
reference.
can't read.
Pete and I are going to do a stream on my beer channel on Wednesday.
I drank a beer. I drank another beer. 3 beers.
40.
4 beers. Oh no. 5 beers.
40 beers.
6 beers. 7 beers. 8 beers. 9 beers.
You just gave me a great idea, though. I'll be right back.
Oh, boy.
You just made the list.
Yeah, we'll be getting
That's
that
another
later.
thing I forgot to put on my rundown for today. But yeah, overall, it should have been somebody that's been related to the story for the last couple years, and not the guy who was at the commentary table calling it. Because
It really just didn't make any sense.
Yeah,
like,
McAfee
they
was
could
he was a super babyface yeeting guy, just like
he stood up for Cole. He stood up for Cole and fought Gunther at SummerSlam, right?
right.
That was
yeah.
hold
Yeah,
on.
he got murdered.
I mean, which we all knew was going to happen, but still,
Oh, yeah.
like the turn, there is just nothing to the turn outside of Randy Orton needs to go back to being Randy Orton, which we've all wanted.
Which he already was.
No, but just getting driven back to that point of like 09 Orton that was just punt kicking everybody.
I promise if I vomit on this stream, I will mute my audio and camera.
Nah, man, I say let it fly.
I
Ref's
drank
discretion.
40 beers today.
40 beers to freedom.
1 hour
I'm
later.
not free. I'm sorry.
I mean, you're not even like halfway to Wade Boggs, right?
Like honestly, Wade Boggs. Oh my God. Hold on. Yeah. Continue.
I'm just here to be entertained.
Yeah, I think we all are at this point. Wrestling is a loose title today.
Yeah, right. We get through the CM Punk promo on Raw. We get a backstage segment with IShowSpeed and Danhausen.
I really am enjoying IShowSpeed. You know, I'm turned into a fan. I didn't care at first, but I'm starting to like the guy thanks to Danhausen.
Oh, and then hold on. During the week, after what happened last week with LA Knight, if you go on IShowSpeed's social media or even WWE social media at this point, you see a video of LA Knight showing up at IShowSpeed's house and throwing him into his computer webcam or whatever setup he has.
I got referenced this past week too.
Yep. And then Austin Theory went on to beat LA Knight. And eventually we have Adam Pearce coming out and booking The Vision and IShowSpeed versus LA Knight and the Usos in a 6-man tag at WrestleMania, which later on we will be doing predictions for both nights.
Also, speaking of Austin Theory, there was a background Easter egg featuring him talking to Maxine Dupree.
That was a couple weeks ago, too. They did that as well.
So, yeah, it happened again this week. So, they teasing Maxine joining the Vision? Potentially?
It would, disregarding that, it was super. Oh man, that just derailed what I was about to say.
Honestly, if there should be anybody to join that group in the women's division that they want to elevate, Ivy Nile.
What were we talking about right before that?
Austin Theory, the Vision.
6-man tag. 6-man tag at WrestleMania. Vision, IShowSpeed versus LA Knight and the Usos. Was booked after Austin Theory defeated LA Knight.
There was a point in there. I lost it. I'm sorry. Cheers.
That Speed is cursed because of Danhausen?
No. It wasn't anything remotely. It wasn't along those lines at all. No. Like,
Guest.
Well, I can't help it.
No. Disregard me. Continue. Oh my God.
Well, we're trying, but we were supposed to have a Finn Balor JD match, but Judgment Day just attacks him before the match.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to him versus Dom at WrestleMania, and that'll be the end of that for a moment.
Well, interesting enough now, they've started promoting that it's the Demon Finn Balor returning at WrestleMania because there was a video package for it too.
Yep.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't know if we're gonna see a teaser that Monday or not, but let's do that. Let's let's set the tone. I was disappointed when it was just like, oh no, it's gonna be the Demon. Well, it's like, get us there.
I mean, it's something to where I don't necessarily need to see the Finn Balor as the Demon on screen before going into the match. Would it be cool? Yes. But at the same time, the teasers are good enough for me.
I'm not saying seeing him on screen as a Demon. I'm just saying, storyline wise, get us to the point where, Finn hits his breaking point and
him calling on the Demon. Yeah, him calling on the Demon, and if he is coming out at the Demon at WrestleMania, that is the breaking point. What they did, jumping him like, hey, we could have done this straight up, but no, you had to play the games.
But we still have tomorrow night.
Yes.
No, yeah. I'm just saying, I don't think we need to see the Demon. Maybe we get something alluded, like the lights going out, something that goes along the route of it, but not without. Save the actual Demon reveal for WrestleMania.
I can pretty well guarantee
even though it's already been revealed.
But I mean, seeing him in the face paint. Yeah, seeing him actually in the gimmick. Course,
yeah.
But
I don't think we see him in the gimmick until WrestleMania.
Right, of course. I don't think he is to that point. Like, I think Monday is going to represent like them beating him into the
Well,
point
they've
where
already
he's like,
released the graphic. The graphic's already been released as the Demon Finn Balor versus Dom at
I
WrestleMania.
get it, but do we see Demon Finn next week? No, we see regular ass Finn getting
Yeah.
the hell beat out of him. If
Yeah.
if logic serves, you know.
Yes. Yes.
Or something happens that's like that supernatural demon type thing. And at worst,
So-
if we see the demon, we just see Finn Balor standing up. We don't see the physical altercation, but
My point was, we haven't seen the last of like the progression to the demon for this match. We still have one more Monday night, and I have a feeling they're going to build this up to its peak. And for that Monday night.
Agreed.
I mean, yeah,
Are
we
we
have to
doing
go
that
home
live
show.
or are we doing an after show?
Oh no, why would we do a watch along and then the after show as well?
Oh, no. In my mind, it was one or the other. I did. Okay, we're doing it live. We're live, pal. Okay, cool.
Do it live.
Wow, we've only been discussing this for like a month and a half.
Okay,
And
start the
live
stream
on-
over. Start the stream over. I got this. Welcome back, everybody. PJ here.
Pretend I recracked the soda.
All right. Okay, so we're live on Monday.
Ah, shit, it's over.
Let's go.
No, we were starting over, so I had to ring the bell again. Prepare to fast forward.
Now I gotta open another beer? Come on.
1 hour later.
This is why you tune in,
Uh,
folks. It's not for the wrestling talk, it's for the banter.
You are
So okay, I thought we were doing an after show like we've been doing, but okay, we're live now.
No.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
Well,
yeah, no,
why
we
would you-
discussed we discussed this. I've been promoting it. Where have you been, sir?
And you're welcome, everybody, for this channel update. For those of you who are unclear, as well as
Yeah,
myself,
we'll be
because
starting-
I don't like check into this stuff often enough, and I just kind of glance over it, and I'm like, cool.
Yeah. The Raw watch along will be starting at 7:45 and ending at 11:45.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, just doesn't make sense, but I'm not going to question it right now.
An hour plus of after party.
Mm,
I got to
How
buy
about-
more beer for that? Okay.
Sure.
how about the
Or you can get some
Like, that's
vodka,
literally
whatever.
tomorrow, so I would have to buy more beer for that.
let's get back on track here, everybody.
What's a track?
I don't know, but I'm trying to get us on it.
We're
The
only 20
pre-tape
minutes in. I'm sorry. This is going to be a long show.
the pre-tape sit-down interview with AJ Lee that Becky Lynch interrupted.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I am walking home from the Pro Wrestling Star Academy. I am walking through downtown when AJ Lee's like, when you put your daughter to bed at night and you ask her who her favorite wrestler is, she's going to say it's me. I am down by the fountain in downtown Mount Holly. And I was just like, ooh, this out. Wow. No
What were you
context
doing
for
back
anybody else.
Okay. No, right there with you, man. Like, that like caught me off guard, that one. Even though it was like dramatic and like strung out. Not strung out, what's the word? Like drawn out.
No, that was very well done for both of them.
Yeah, but no, that caught me off guard when that got dropped. Yeah. The battle lines have been drawn. I mean,
They done been drawn.
This has
Well,
been
no.
this has been a enjoyable feud between these two ever since AJ has come back. But man, this should be the blow-off match. This should be what wraps everything up at WrestleMania, and then both women can move on from here and go on and do some different stuff. But yeah, we'll see how it plays out. Hopefully they book it the right way and they don't just keep revisiting this every other week. from here on out until both of them retire. But we can come back every so often. But time for everyone to move on after this last match is done for a while.
Yeah, I mean, the direction I kind of see it going in is AJ Lee going over. We can move Becky Lynch up into chasing the world championship now.
All right. Elevate her to the next division.
Let AJ carry the Intercontinental Division, and whoever beats her, it will hopefully get a nice rocket strap to them, because that'll be a big win for them.
And at that point, they'll have probably JC Jane and other people involved in that circle.
Sol Ruka.
Sol Ruka. Yeah,
Possibly,
I mean, rumors are there's going to be a lot of call-ups.
Yeah, it's about time for
I kind of wish sometimes they would do complete send-downs as well. It would be hilarious. Just on a side note, how hilarious... how hilarious would it be somebody at the top of the roster, for some reason NXT gets CM Punk? Somebody at the complete top of the card gets sent down to NXT for some odd reason. Make a storyline or whatever.
Champion, but now I gotta beat up all you kids. Okay, let's go.
No. But whoever you send down in that spot is also on a losing streak. So all these fresh NXT talents or whatever are just beating the crap out of this veteran every week. It could be our truth.
It sounds like something Triple H would do to LA Knight, and yeah.
LA Knight would stand out too much in NXT. That wouldn't last long.
Yeah, but it still sounds like something Triple H would do to LA Knight.
But let's see. Moving on, we had Bayley defeat Lash Legend this week, which had a really weird moment in it. I talked about this on the after show, and I have to talk about it again. What did Charlotte think she was going to do to Nia Jax with her jacket, just smacking her in the stomach with it? What were you thinking?
We've seen dumber weapons used against worse people for them to be used against. So whatever.
Yeah, it was just I saw that and it just threw me off of watching the entire thing. Why? Am I supposed to believe that's actually doing damage?
No,
I'm getting content ideas. Wrestling Mythbusters. How
our punishment
does the jacket to the gut hurt?
Isn't that kind of our give this fall in line with our punishments or your punishments?
No, it's not at all.
I mean,
sorry.
I'll volunteer for Wrestling Mythbusters. How much does this hurt?
Wrestling Mythbusters.
And we can even try different jackets, see if a winter coat hurts more than a nylon track jacket.
Find one of those old puffy South Pole jackets.
On the next episode, I take every poison mist to tell you the effects.
But we will be filming one a day to make sure the effects wear off before the next one.
Sure, we'll tell them that. Let's go. Let's go.
Seth Rollins promo that brings Gunther out attacking him. And we finally get something. And I love that Seth Rollins acknowledged, we don't even have we barely have any history.
Mm-hmm.
It really feels like it's almost WWE is, again, acknowledging fans' reaction. Yeah, it's cool we're getting this match. I want to see it, but we'd have loved a little bit of build-up with it. But we understand why the match is happening. Kinda now, because Rey Mysterio magically able to return after this match was signed.
Well, I mean,
also,
it's a lot easier. You can insert Ray into that whole Intercontinental match. That's fine. That's easy to do. Gunther going against Ray, if you want that to happen, could have happened instead. But then you got Seth Rollins doing nothing for WrestleMania because Braun Breaker's on the shelf. That's the problem. So,
yeah, I have the perfect solution for
make
that.
Sure that we actually have that match before it can't happen for whatever reason.
But I had the perfect solution for that. You do Paul Heyman versus Seth Rollins. Braun Breaker returns, who has been cleared to return, and he spears Seth Rollins. Paul Heyman wins a match at WrestleMania because of Braun Breaker. And you're still building now a stepping stone to that feud. Go ahead, BJ.
So I saw
Well-
an interview with Mysterio in the last week where he said that like no, there was no way he was going to call it quits at Mania against Gunther. He is like in AAA. His retirement match is against his son,
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair. But
and that's
also,
just him going into business for himself. But at the same time, he's earned that right.
yeah. And we do get payoff on why Gunter is going after Seth. You know, I mean, we got, him and Heyman. We have that little handshake. And now Gunter's owed a favor by Paul Heyman. And I bet that favor is going to be Brock Lesnar's career at SummerSlam.
Could very well be, but yeah, no, honestly, like it seems most likely.
Yeah, it would make Steven Chambers, how you doing? Yeah, it would make sense. It really would. Because now we're planting the seeds pre-WrestleMania to get there. Where it's like, hey, remember that favor you owed me? I guess you didn't learn your lesson with CM Punk.
Yep.
I was gonna say, but in WWE, nothing ever fits into place conveniently. You could plot
There
out
is
a
that.
course, and it
I mean,
would
that's
make
pro
so much
wrestling.
sense.
That's pro wrestling because you never know what could happen. Just like the idea that we rushed to this whole Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker thing after Seth Rollins' injury, and then he got injured.
Well,
like-
and that definitely comes into play.
But moving on, we had Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, and Penta defeat Los Americanos. And what I would expect from that match. Javon Evans picking up the win for his team. And then Rey Mysterio making his return. And now entering the Intercontinental Ladder match.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping for Vikingo to get into the match instead.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'll take it.
I mean, me too.
Vikingo, though, he's not as well known by the WWE universe, so you got to get him established a little more as a name, but with the community.
The point, his WrestleMania debut, would have kind of helped in that aspect.
Because we saw him last year get involved at WrestleMania. We've seen him on WWE programming occasionally. They had him feuding with Dom. So it would have felt right to go in that direction because there is rumors of him making that move now, but I guess they're wrapping up whatever storylines they have going. I know he just had a match with Penta for the Intercontinental title on AAA last night.
Raw and SmackDown after Mania is when everything changes and it's like, okay, this is what we're dealing with. And I expect it to be there rather than on Mania where Vikingo makes his impact. No pun intended.
Hello, Friendhausen, Ryan Milky.
I'm not a Friendhausen, I'm just a dude.
Yep, that's something from AAA last night too. The Mask versus Mask is happening at Triple Mania instead of WrestleMania. But
Oh my god, yeah, no.
Actually, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, me too. I would have loved to see that at WrestleMania, but it seems like the crowd reactions have been much better in AAA and more, I guess, geared toward what they want in the reactions. because the heel face dynamic is completely the opposite here for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's because of the expectations that were set with the American audience versus what the AAA audience actually got to see in person.
Oh, I mean, the storyline, I wouldn't even say it has been taking too long. It's more of, I almost want to say they were planning it for WrestleMania and then shifted gears and decided to do it on Triple Mania instead. That would be
The AAA crowd earned it.
yeah, that's one of their best going storylines right now.
It never had that like WWE momentum. It was always like a AAA thing.
Well, once it started jumping shows, it definitely
Right. But that was
know,
just progress, not like drawing attention to this show.
I'm kind of surprised that instead of mask versus mask, it's more loser has to leave AAA and we can kind of separate them to where one will be in AAA for a while and the other will be on Raw.
I think, once one of them is unmasked,
but then you still have the crossover.
Yeah, I fully expect Original Grande to be the one unmasked here. Just my opinion, because the way they have it stable.
Apparently at AAA, he pulled some like heelish stuff.
Oh yeah, he's the big old heel.
Yeah, in AAA he's the heel.
But
Age Car, how you doing? Welcome.
Hello,
Don't think I've seen you around these parts before. Welcome to the show.
The name doesn't ring a bell.
Did you say ring a bell?
Why not? Go ahead. We've already done it twice.
I'm not wearing shirts. There it is.
Oh, we got Wyatt Wrestling in the chat as well.
Hey, what it do?
Check out Wyatt Wrestling Club.
The
Instagram,
following contest
YouTube,
is scheduled
and Twitch.
for one fall.
Yeah, right?
Dude, Kaiser, Dunn, and Bate haven't been around in like a year. Why are we talking about Kaiser, Dunn, and Bate?
They're a law firm.
What are you going to do when we get it revealed one of them is Ludwig Kaiser or Chad Gable? What are you going to do then when the truth comes out and one of the masks come off?
Why would anybody think that? They're clearly people we've never seen before as an American audience who came from Mexico and up through the AAA ranks, and that's why they're so over in AAA. Right?
Ladies and gentlemen, you see that face there? You see that face right there? That is the face of a man who...
I drank all these beers tonight.
Yeah, but that's not your excuse for this one.
And rated them. I rated them all. I can't read my handwriting, but... Yeah, no. Yeah, man, I don't know what you're talking about with that Kaiser, Dunn, and Bate stuff, but whatever, man.
Yeah, Milky's right there with you, apparently, BJ, so you're in good company.
Oh, so let's talk about the bumps that were taken by Roxanne and Liv this week to their foreheads.
Oh. We didn't really, like, when we did our Monday show, we didn't know the extent of the damage that was done.
It was just a meeting of the mind. Yeah. It was just a meeting of the minds to us.
Right. Yeah. But we kind of undersold it. It was a lot more brutal.
More beer for BJ.
I just have to finish this one.
There should have been a comma in that sentence. No, comma. More beer for BJ.
No.
A little, like, eating food would do me wonders right now, but I haven't gone grocery shopping. So.
If only you knew a chef.
Doesn't work for me, brother.
Do you deliver?
It's going to be a little bit. I'm doing a podcast right now.
Fair enough.
So yeah,
No.
we spent entirely too much time on Monday Night Raw, and this is actually something on my list I wanted to talk about this week.
Everyone
Let's
stop
talk.
drawing attention to how drunk I am, okay? Everyone just like ignore that. And if I say something stupid, just let it go and like let's just keep it moving.
So let's talk about the contract, the non-contract signing.
Yes, yes.
Oh man, I'm going to be honest. I'm completely have loved the build up for this. I as we all know on this show, I've been all about this since the fall that this match should happen. Once it became obvious and released that Brock Lesnar was going to be on his way out this year, probably SummerSlam in Minneapolis. And I love what they're doing. They have made, even if Oba Femi loses, he's going to lose. If he does, he's going to lose in grand fashion. And Brock Lesnar's going to have to dig deep from the way it looks. Because every time these two are next to each other, Oba Femi is just dominating Brock. And that's not, it's almost like reminds me of the first time we see Undertaker and Kane. And you have the same type of thoughts where, you know, you're like, you've never really seen somebody do this to the Undertaker. And then fast forward a couple of years later, we got the Brock Lesnar Undertaker feud, where we're repeating the same thing. Like, we've never really seen somebody do this to this person before.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, it should be a good match.
One of my favorite moments was Oba's entrance when he gets to the bottom of the ramp and he does the Brock Lesnar bouncing on his toes thing. I was like, oh, that was dirty. But it was great.
Which an analog, left analog in a circle to steel taunt.
And then the other thing that stood out to me was when they were throwing the chair back and forth in the ring. Like, you don't ever see that. Like, what are we doing here? Are we actually trying to hurt each other so this match doesn't happen? We're both going into this match with black eyes. Screw it.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's good enough for the women.
And the great thing is, I think this is the opening match of night 2 on ESPN.
If everything I've seen is correct, then yes, that is correct.
Like, wow, that's good. I mean, Brock Lesnar either opens or main events.
Way to
we
set
know
the
this.
flipping tone for night 2, you know? Like,
yes, Cassie, so
wow.
are we. Which, since you're the first person to bring it up, even though I already popped up the graphic at one point, congratulations to the new PWU World Champion, Pat Dynamite, who will be defending that championship against Jack Evans at Midnight Express in Vegas this Wednesday.
I was wondering if that now was going to be a championship match.
Oh, he got on the mic after his match and said he's going in and defending the championship. But thank you for joining us, Cassie. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this Oba Femi Brock Lesnar encounter. I think it's a good match to have on the free portion on ESPN 1. I think night 2 is on.
Mm-hmm.
What you think if ESPN was smart, they would have done night 1 on ESPN 1 and night 2 on ESPN 2. There's just some symmetry there to that.
Yeah, but I don't think we could wait for night 8 to get to the Ocho.
Weird reference, but let's go.
I'll allow it.
What was that, basketball?
Dodgeball.
Oh,
so close, yet so far.
Yeah. I know it was one of those weird sports.
But there were ridiculous.
Blame that on Beer 27.
That was
41.
one of the
41.
Now, I'm
in
saying
a row.
that mistake was blamed on 27, though. That specific beer caused that misfire.
Let me see which one that was.
Mothers was a ball of fun this past Indie Spotlight. I had fun listening along. Great content as always. Thank you, Ryan Milky. That was very fun. I should send you some of the video memes I have created of the shock of BJ's face. I actually should have probably uploaded them onto here today. Well, I'll get some of those up for Indie Spotlight.
Yeah, we can show those on Tuesday.
So incoming Tuesday, I will choose the more flavorful ones and not more the ones of BJ on his shenanigans when drunk.
I'm not sure if that's PG.
No, it's definitely not. Oh, BJ was definitely playing cornhole though.
I don't even know if that's BJ.
Dummy.
No, none of this is. He makes AI videos about me all the time.
You have become a meme now.
Weird way to put it.
Dude. Hey, you're in
Let
an
me see the memes. I haven't seen the memes.
Look. You're now in an exclusive club with one other person I've done this to. So I hope you enjoy having membership in this club with Sam Reaper.
BJ's an exclusive club with the Reaper.
I just want to see what the memes are.
You trailed off there.
Yeah, because he was more occupied with his beer.
I said
Anyway.
I just want to see what the memes are.
Well, they're the video ones I've been sending. You've seen some of them.
How is my likeness being used across the interwebs?
In a hysterical manner where none of them have actually been posted on the interwebs yet. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Feels super appropriate for now.
I will choose the show-friendly ones.
Okay.
But
I trust your judgment.
anyway, let's see. What else did I have on my... All right, we talked about that. All right, let's talk some SmackDown. Let's stay on the rest. We already kind of talked about Cody, Pat, Jelly Roll, and Randy Orton. We had
Randy seems to be the least important member of this match at this moment.
Yeah, in the match, the one match probably on the card of the main events that didn't need this. Not that Roman and Punk need it, but
No, yeah. Yeah, 20 years of history didn't need to be built up for a WrestleMania match. Let's just throw McAfee and Jelly Roll in there.
yeah, we didn't have like 2 years of every time these guys stood next to each other, Randy Orton looking out the corner of his eye at the belt. We've had no teases whatsoever of any of this happening, people. What is WWE thinking not building for this match?
And now these glorified court jesters are like a big part of the WrestleMania mad event.
I mean, my
Sorry,
thing now...
That was a misnomer, but you know what I meant. Main event. I'm just so mad about it.
My thing now is this going to be the main event of Backlash? Randy Orton and Pat McAfee versus Jelly Roll and Cody Rhodes?
Universal alum, cheers.
Maybe we're far enough out that the TKO will realize just how bad of an idea this was and just stop with it. But no, it's probably going to be the main event of Backlash, just like you said there.
Yeah, but we got Pat McAfee out here like discounting ticket sales somehow. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are they
He
trying
personally
to
went to
accomplish?
Dodge Ramp.
Like, what is happening? Like, I don't get it. Like, he's the heel, right? Like, last I heard, it's super weird.
Yeah, well,
It's not the first time WWE's cut it close with gang setup. They ran into the same thing with the last show in Saudi, the Rumble.
I mean, they're pretty used to putting stages up pretty quick. I think they can do it.
Yeah.
Bruno Mars, was he the Intercontinental Champion in like 1973?
Bruno Marsantino.
Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, never mind. That's the dude with the weird hair. Got it.
Okay, that one's getting blamed on Beer 33.
Stupid idiot.
78. I mean, if we're counting.
In a row?
No, this is literally still 41. But this is a 12-ounce. Like, all of these pours were like that much. Or like maybe that much if we really liked it. But like, it's still a lot of beer.
If you have kids around, please block your ears.
You fucking mark.
Gonna need more time.
That's the first time
wives, and
today.
children.
In almost 50 minutes. You should be proud of me. It took that long. But yeah, we had Alexa Bliss beat Bailey this week. That was a good match.
Yeah.
How about
despite their outfits getting hooked together for a minute there?
It definitely felt like fan service.
Well, it was a way to get other competitors in the tag team match. Because if you notice, Night 2 of WrestleMania only has 6 matches. And I think they were holding off on knowing if the Bellas are going to be cleared or not for Mania as a tag team. Because if not, the Kabuki Warriors could take that spot. And we could play out that storyline a bit more.
And why would they not have the Kabuki Warriors involved?
Because they were probably going to do Asuka versus Io with Kairi Sane on a pole match or something. Who knows? Custody of Kairi Sane match.
I will be front row.
Well, it's WrestleMania, and it's in Vegas.
Go for the ratings.
That'll definitely put butts in the seats.
Yeah, those seats might get sticky, though.
I don't even know if that's PG.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I'll be back.
So moving on, the McIntyre video package we saw this week with him in the jail cell and everything. That is one of the best video packages and promos from Drew I've seen in a really long time.
Yeah, referencing Jacob's incarceration and everything, and it's one of those times when blending real life into the wrestling storyline makes sense. This is what Drew does, and Jacob, he's not shying away from his past. He's talked about it before. So, as far as the storyline is concerned, it is fair game, and game on.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely just love the video package, how it was put together. I liked Jacob Fatu's reaction right afterwards, which led to him and Solo and MFTs having a back and forth, which wasn't all that bad. I thought it was interesting to throw Tama at him, but I think that's a bigger storyline to possibly Tama getting a singles run.
Oh, yeah. Tama's been hinted at for a while now with Shinsuke Nakamura coming around and telling him to be his own man and everything. So that's coming. That's definitely coming. So even when Jacob and Tama were face to face there, it was just like, you really want to do this? No, not really, but I got to. All right. That was more the vibe I was getting off of them interacting there. And this is not the last we see of Solo Sikoa tonight.
He's probably off doing stuff in Japan, to be honest. He does a lot more international stuff in Japan for WWE.
I think he had a brief cameo appearance on SmackDown again this week where he just popped up backstage for a little like, oh, I'm here. And that was all.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, it's a shame that they can't let him wrestle more on TV.
It would be nice. We get, a Royce Keys video package, which leads to his SmackDown debut, formerly known as Powerhouse Hobbs in AEW.
And yeah, nice little squash match for his intro to a one-on-one situation in the main roster.
Yeah, him and Berto had a decent match too. Like for what they were putting together for it, it was a good match. Like it wasn't bad. It did what it was supposed to do.
A couple of moves from Burton, then just beat down from Royce Keys, and then into the back for the post-game interview. And here's where we see Solo again.
Yeah, with which they show that they have some history together and everything. Very interesting. Looks like we could be hinting at something there. I wouldn't mind seeing that match.
Yeah, but I don't think that it's a recruiting into MFT for Royce Keys. It more seems like Solo's looking to let him know that if you want trouble around here, I can give you trouble, or I can make it easier on you. And Royce Keys probably going to go looking for the trouble.
Sounds about right. Or they'll come eventually after him. Because, like I
Don't they
said,
always-
this MFT storyline has, like, to me, two paths. One is the Tama Tonga solo run, and the other is they turn on Solo.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've pretty much got confirmation that this whole MFT storyline is going to be getting a massive change up after WrestleMania and the Wyatt's blow-off match. No matter what happens, we're moving on with storylines from here on out. So they're starting to set up where we're going from there.
Oh my God. I don't want to see that happen because I'd rather see them on singles run, but that would be a hell of a tag team run. Jacob and Royce Keys.
Yeah, I don't. It wouldn't be bad, but I definitely see it more as the both guys going for singles times.
I mean, maybe main event scene. Royce Keys is just debuting. We gotta give it some time now. Royce Keys has only been in 2 matches: a Royal Rumble.
Right. I'm not
and this
saying he
past
gets
Friday
right to
night.
the main event. You know, you let him hold the U.S. title for a bit, maybe.
I mean, if somebody was going to just jump into that picture in the next couple months, Royce Keys would be one of my options because you just look at him and you're like, how does he not get that opportunity just on that alone? And it's WWE, so that would be the reason. Like, just look at him. He's Royce freaking Keys, man.
Yeah, they do that a lot. Although, if you were to put Royce Keys in a tag team, I'll tell you what, wouldn't mind him being paired up with a freshly called up Ricky Saints when that happens.
I wouldn't mind that neither.
I
Just
mentioned
given
that,
their
like,
history.
a couple months ago on stream.
I hear a disembodied voice.
Yeah, no, I'm still trying to order food over here.
Ah, okay.
But yeah, next we'll let you take it here. The whole Pat McAfee stuff again, because that's what happened next. If you want to talk about that and just how ridiculous, like I get what they're trying to do, but TKO needs to keep their hand. Just to go back to it, needs to keep their hand out the cookie jar. Let the people who let Pat McAfee being introduced was enough of a point. Jelly Roll getting involved now just. It makes no sense, especially considering it looked like that route they were going was going to be like something with him, Kit Wilson, Danhausen, and The Miz. That would have made more sense in the grand scheme of everything.
Well, Danhausen, Kit Wilson, The Miz, they got their own thing going on. We'll get to that in a minute, but if we're going to be at this McAfee thing, then we're going to deal with it now. So he's just... It makes no sense, being involved with the storyline because we had plenty that was going on already. And now they're just bringing him out to shield Dodge Ram trucks and give people a 20% off coupon code or whatever, 25% off. This is dumb. Plain and simple. I don't need to see Pat McAfee ever again. He can just go away and my life would not necessarily, well, it might be improved, but it would make not much of a difference one way or the other, honestly. Other than I wouldn't have to think about this idiot again. And yeah, I've never been a fan, as everyone knows. I'm the guy who's never been a fan, and yeah, he can just go away. It seems like more people are on my side finally, but is what it is. I now feel like Bobby the Brain talking about Hulk Hogan all those years.
It just like last week when he came out and it was all that reveal of him being the person on the phone. All right, cool. I like where it was going from there. He said a lot. It was again the same thing that spawned the CM Punk promo, and him shooting on the whole thing that happened was the fact that he was saying things that us fans were saying. I like that representation being there, that they're acknowledging that somebody notices. But then turning around and this week, you kind of threw that all away. You had something to build on, and because of react, but what they did was they solved reactions to it, they shifted gears to it, and made it worse. They
And they
didn't
doubled
do
down. They
anything.
leaned in. They didn't shift gears. They leaned in.
No,
This
apparently rumor is
the
that
same thing that
segment. Apparently, that segment was completely rewritten throughout the week, consistently because of the
and it
fact
still
of
sucks.
fan reaction.
And it still sucks. The only thing that they could do is chuck Pat McAfee off a cliff at this point. Like, literally. Like, have him do the Shane spot off the Titantron, please.
It's just, I see where this is probably going to go, and it's making that main event incredibly too predictable to where you don't want that feeling going into WrestleMania. Like, I don't care if I can see the winner coming, but just of what the match is going to look like. Oh, we're going to get to a point. Pat McAfee is going to interfere, kick Cody in the balls. Jelly Roll's going to come out, choke slam Pat McAfee. Randy Orton's going to punt kick Jelly Roll or RKO him or something. And Cody Rhodes is going to retain the title off the distraction.
Yeah.
Or something worse, there's going to be a third person, or Pat gets back up after taking the Jelly Roll choke slam to kick Cody back in the nuts again when he's setting up for the Crossroads to allow Orton to win the match. Which in the end, I'm hoping Orton comes out champion still.
I honestly, at this point, this match has fallen so far in my excitement for it to happen.
They added stuff that was
basically
unneeded.
2 weeks, they've killed my excitement for this match. Like, with this crap that they've pulled off with it.
Yeah, they threw in too much and made it more complicated than it needed to be.
Yeah, they just threw in stuff that had no reason to be there at all. It's not even they threw in too much. They threw in anything. They didn't need to have Jelly Roll in there. Okay, he was there. He just happened to be the guy that was there, but it doesn't. They went over the top with him being like, Randy, it's me, your boy, Jelly. You're not this guy, blah, blah, blah. That was a little over the top. Whatever. Having McAfee come back and be the guy on the other end of the phone was just asinine and stupid. And like Cody said, it would have been like Disco Inferno being the third man. And then you come back this week and he's just a Dodge Ram shill who's offering 25% off coupons to WrestleMania. It's stupid. It's bad.
It's almost like they're using him to promote the ticket price drops. That's what they're using him for. To where
and it's not working.
The way
people aren't buying the tickets.
Like the way you described it to me was it flashed me back to when the WWE Network started and you had like the Shawn Michaels Triple H, one of the mini runs as DX, and they kept bringing up the whole $9.99 thing. You know, it's like, hey, we lowered ticket prices because you guys complain. Oh, hey, we're giving you what you want because you complain. Like last week, they did it the right way. This week, it was like, and I have to agree with you on this one. They went the complete opposite direction. Instead of building on what they already had, to let him continue bad-mouthing, let him be the heel. You're having a heel out here telling fans that he's giving them what they want. That is the complete opposite of a heel. A heel takes from the fans.
And he got booed for giving people money off. That's how much people hate him right now.
As you know, I wouldn't have minded if we were going to do something like this. Like, hey, what if we just did this and we reveal this, but then it somehow gets separated and leads to Pat McAfee versus Jelly Roll in some type of stupid gimmick match. You know, it means nothing. It is a piss break for the fans.
Yeah, Stephen Chambers in the chat has a great point there, too. People buying tickets early were pissed off now, too. You know? They spent how much for these damn tickets, and now they could have gotten them for...
Like, the prices... A lot of the prices of the stuff now is just absolutely ridiculous. I wanted to go to WrestleMania in Philly, and nosebleeds were absolutely ridiculous. So, no. The last WWE event I went to was Extreme Rules, where Bray Wyatt returned in Philly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I couldn't tell you when the next time I'm going to actually be at a WWE event in person will be, because those ticket prices are stupid. I can get a better quality of product for value for my money at literally any independent wrestling show out there. It doesn't have to be any one of them at the PWSA. It could literally be any independent wrestling show. I'm getting a better value for my money with that ticket than I am at a WWE show at this point in my life.
But
Yeah,
especially at the Pro Wrestling Star Academy, where just $10 every Friday night gets you at least 8 matches of.
Yes, I'm saying, yes. The highest quality, obviously, at PWSA. I'm just saying, any other one as well, I'm getting a better value for my money than I am at a WWE event because I'm probably going to see at least twice as many actual wrestling matches as on any WWE show, unless it's PLE at this point. How many we talked about Raw? Did we even talk about a match on Raw? I can't remember.
Yes.
We did.
Yes.
We talked about a couple.
There weren't many matches on Raw this week.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly my point.
There really weren't many matches on SmackDown neither.
Well, no, it's all talk. It's all like WrestleMania's coming. Let's just say what we gotta say.
But that's also the difference in the WWE. WWE's always been like that, though. They have their spurts where they'll throw. They have spurts where they throw big shows with a lot of matches, and like 85% of it though is matches that build on stuff, but a lot of it's promo because they lean more to the entertainment side than the pro wrestling side.
But we used to actually get like the tag guys that were going to be in a match against each other at Mania. Each like member of the team would face off his singles matches as we.
I said this last week.
Yeah, we used to have matches that interacted and meant stuff moving up to the show. Now we just have people talking at each other as we're coming to the shows.
It doesn't help that a lot of these matches have had almost zero build as well. Like that's another thing that hurts with injuries and stuff. That, like we said about Seth Rollins Gunther, there's literally been 2 weeks of build to it. And I was excited just for the idea when we talked about the possibility of the match happening. But with build, how much better would the hype be for it?
Squatch in chat also has a point.
What we got in the chat there? We need the live shows back just to get these working because these are looking stale and guys are getting hurt. 100%.
I mean,
that's where you be able to
keep moving.
So it's not the idea of guys getting hurt because there's not as many house shows because they only do them at certain times of the year. It's more of now to the point that would help if you do a couple house shows a week. You can lower ticket prices to the bigger shows because you're going to have more money. I said that from the beginning with ticket prices going up. Well, they cut off the majority of house shows, so they're going to replace that money somehow. So they're going to raise the tickets of the bigger shows, of the Raws, the SmackDowns, the PLEs. Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. What the live shows would help with would be not necessarily stopping injuries, because I think in the WWE system, a lot of these guys are training regularly because WWE makes them.
There's a difference.
It's more chemistry. That's where that's where these guys are getting hurt. Is they don't have the house shows to have the chemistry to learn each other's moves, and then you're throwing them out there on SmackDown or Raw or main event or something for the first time, and they're just winging it out there. They don't get a lot of time to really work with each other unless they've trained together.
Right.
So when it comes to that,
have that vital function.
But now when it comes to that point, I'll make that point about AEW, and a lot of the injuries that happen there are because there are no house shows. So these guys don't get as much ring time because they're only there once, maybe twice a week. And we've seen what that looks like outside of something like Kenny Omega happening or something like that. That's a non-wrestling related injury.
Yeah, well, diverticulitis is a bitch.
Strange suspicion in the chat. We didn't put this up yet, right?
No.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
And then we have Steven Chambers.
One problem with house shows, no one buy them because of the ticket prices.
The one thing is,
in charge. this
Yeah,
era.
and another thing is they can't charge the same amount they would for a live broadcast. House
No.
shows have never been at that price. I've gotten good seats going to house shows for like half the price of what I would pay to go to a Raw or something, and other people coming with me. Like
Right.
I don't care, like that. That's something to where the tickets would be cheaper because they would be running smaller venues. They're not going
Cheaper, but I
to be
bet they'd
running
still
all these
charge
big
like a couple
venues.
$100 for ringside. A house show nowadays.
Well,
I
yeah,
bet.
yeah, and that makes sense. I would expect that from WWE or AEW or TNA. Like they have a higher quality product. I would expect them because they can charge more for what they're presenting. But even
That
when
much
it
for
comes
a house
down to
show,
it,
though?
NXT is the only brand in WWE doing regular house shows, and usually those aren't even constantly on the road outside of Florida. It's a big deal when they go outside of Florida.
Yeah. And they got their own house, too, so that helps.
But in the end, I think because you wouldn't have to have all the big names constantly on these house shows. You even do branded house shows. You do one SmackDown show a week, one Raw show a week.
Sure.
NXT can stay the developmental brand, and you can even add some of them stars. Like, hey, we want to test you in front of crowds. We do it on.
Or even if it was just like an all brands house show.
No, I think you do separate brands because that's
Uh,
typically that's how they. Even when the brand split was loose, that's still how they did it. And it was it was
yeah,
maybe 1, 2, 3 main eventers, and the rest was the mid card and down.
right, right. No. I'm with you, except for the part that like that's how they did it. Like, no. Like everything I've heard about house shows for the last 10 years at least, like have been like, you know, both SmackDown, Raw, and maybe NXT.
Well, they did. They would have branded super shows like that, but those were specifically branded ones in certain cities. The majority of them were brand separated.
It was like that.
Yeah, and closer to the end of the last brand split, before Roman and before COVID, most of them did become super shows because fans weren't going to them no more.
That makes
Because
sense.
they weren't putting anybody worth drawing on there because both brands were depleted at the time. That
I'm
was when
agree.
WWE was in their significant down period, but pre
Yeah,
AEW.
2019 was pretty fallow.
Yeah, so this at that point, I get why they stopped doing house shows, but now I think they have the rosters that would draw because
Yeah, you want to keep everyone active. Like, you want to continue to pay. TKO doesn't want to continue to pay people. No, they want to be like, no, we're going to pay you this night and not anything in between. I get
well,
it.
it's not like they're on a per appearance deal.
No. I get that, but like, I'm sure somewhere it all contributes to like, the totality of the contract.
But in the end, the whole I would love to see house shows come back. But you know what? In the end, if that's what they're going to do, then the shows like main event become their tester spot. That's what another thing house shows were good for. Like, hey, before we call somebody up, let's see how fans react to them in front of a live crowd off TV completely instead of just being a random dark match
But
Yeah.
or
even main
something on
event
Raw where
is.
there's no fans really in the arena yet.
But even main event is so far few and far between. Like, you know what I
No,
mean?
this the show main event, not Saturday night's main event, just main event. They still
No.
do
That's what I'm
that.
saying. Yeah, I
They
know
they
they
still
still
do it
do it, but
weekly.
it's like is it weekly?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Okay, I'm sure they do like one taping for a month and then just
Yeah, no. I think they tape a match for each week on each show or a couple
because
matches.
weekly it's what 2, 3 matches.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I haven't watched it in so long.
It's been years for me.
But it is what it is when it comes down to it. I don't plan on going to a WWE show anytime soon if I have to buy the ticket. And the way this, and they have plenty of shows like, hey, you want to do something special? Hey, let's put AAA on tour in the States for a little bit. Let's have them do something where they hit some of the major cities. Like, I would love to go see AAA.
Yeah.
Dude, if AAA came to Philly at
you know, like AAA at the
or wherever, but you know,
that's what I was about to say. I was about to say the 2300.
Hey, you know how many stuffed iguanas would sell?
But anyway, let's get back to finishing talk. Chef, what did you say to him?
I said, you know how many stuffed iguanas they'd sell?
You were breaking up when you said that. Yeah. No, exactly.
But let's get moving on to finish talking about SmackDown. Do some WrestleMania predictions, and I'll touch on other things that we didn't have a chance to fully talk about this week. Jacob Fatu beats Tama Tonga one-on-one. After the match, Drew McIntyre attacks him. They get into a nice fight. Drew standing tall. I like this side of Drew. This is a little bit meaner side he has to channel into because he knows he has to for Jacob.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, this is nothing new. He's channeled this side for a while now, and
no, but it seems like it's another layer.
So maybe a little more vicious, but yeah.
Like he realizes he has to do more than what he would have had to do against a Cody.
That's fair.
Or somebody else like that. I absolutely love the segment with R-Truth and Danhausen. Give me more Truthhausen. Give me more.
Well, it seems like Priest is going to lose his mind if he has to be around those two for any period of time because their just insanity will literally drive him insane. Not in a fun way. He'll like actually be in a straitjacket and meds for his own good. But yeah, it could be fun for everyone else.
We get a Sami Zayn in-ring promo, Trick Williams, Lil Yachty interrupting. We had a thing with them and Mello earlier on.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Oh, hold on. Just real quick. At the end of that R-Truth Danhausen segment, we see Rhea taking out B-Fab.
Yes, we did.
Which was something Rhea vowed to do. Yeah.
Relax.
So when it comes to like the outside involvement, WrestleMania, I always expect celebrity involvement, especially more so now with 2 nights and stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm really liking this pairing of Trick Williams and Lil Yachty.
This one works. You know, I haven't seen Lil Yachty. He is a legit wrestling fan. You know, hasn't been shoved down my throat for the past 10 months like Jelly Roll has, or like for the past 5 years like the other idiot. But yeah, I mean, fine if it makes sense to pair him up with like Trick Williams.
For those uninformed, what other idiot?
What's that?
For those uninformed, what other idiot?
Oh, Pat McAfee. Yeah, that would be the other idiot.
And I'm not a Pat McAfee hater. I just needed to.
Oh, I am. So, but yeah, where were we?
Sami Zayn, Trick Williams.
Yeah. So Sammy, apparently the crowd turned on him quite quickly. Like he is now quite hated.
He took something from us we were all enjoying.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, but now Trick Williams has this does feel like there is an official double turn coming at WrestleMania, even though the unofficial double turn feels like it's already happened. It feels like the crowd is definitely rooting for Trick over Sammy here. Yeah. Hey,
I think that idea. Well,
It's a
I
little,
did. That would
a
depend
little,
on Tony Khan and with him owning Ring of Honor.
it's a little jarring with the quick title change, and now all of a sudden it's like Sammy. It's like I didn't even have time to take this in. You know,
Yeah, well, this whole thing with Sammy, his attitude change has been hinted for weeks.
of course.
Even leading up to it, it was just the idea that I wonder if WWE knew this was going to happen. Because if we look, Mello is beloved by the crowd right now. Sammy was beloved by the crowd until he ended Mello's reign. The crowd was behind Mello. And the more and more it's looking, no matter how much they position Trick as trying to get him as a top heel, everybody's responding to him like he's a babyface.
It was the same thing in NXT. You know, people just like the guy despite his character.
Yeah, well, in NXT, I take it more with a grain of salt because it's the same. At least 75% of those fans are probably there weekly. Kind of like at the Pro Wrestling Star Academy, you start becoming fans of the guys more than the character.
True.
I would. The only problem with seeing them reunite is eventually I know one of them will turn on the other and we'll be right back where we started again.
Yeah,
That's
no,
what always happens.
Owens is done. Like, I mean, I could be wrong, but don't hold out hope for his return.
Oh, well, I know he's a coach. He's a coach at LFG right now. I'm not sure about his return because that return's probably a long time away still.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if he'll get there. I don't know if he'll ever be cleared. Like, he had some severe neck injuries.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about this a year ago when his match got nixed and Randy Orton Open
that's
Challenge.
Probably literally 1 year ago this week
Yeah.
that we talked about that.
Yeah.
And that's how we wound up with Joe Hendry's first WrestleMania appearance.
Yes.
When you were all like, I want to see Joe Hendry. Yeah, you got,
that doesn't necessarily mean anything. But yeah, all right. So then Trick Williams defeats Matt Cardona.
Good match, fun match.
That was not bad at all. But then the match I want to talk about from SmackDown. Kit Wilson versus
who usually I'm the guy to bring up Kit Wilson every week. I'm the guy to drop that name. But this time it was
Steve versus a curse.
Oh God. This was entertaining. This was fun. I loved the ending because this is what I would expect from Danhausen in a match. It's exactly what I expect. Nothing special, nothing flashy. Even he himself says he's not the greatest wrestler, but he's a great character. It's just character work, and you fit him in the right things in the right scenarios. It goes great.
Yeah, this is what AEW should have been doing with him the whole time.
AEW didn't know what to do with him. He knew what to do with him. Other wrestlers in the back knew what to do with him, but somehow AEW themselves did not.
Hookhausen was fantastic.
One of my favorite things was after the match. Yeah, you see Miz going to set up for his finish.
Oh, we put the old
the lights. Set. Yeah, the lights go out and they come back on. Danhausen's just running up the ramp. Like, this is absolutely great. Yeah. And if they ever decide to make him a more serious character, it's going to be very interesting. I just don't see
Why would you?
I just said if ever. Like, you could pair him with the right people in WWE to make it believable.
Yeah, why
but I wouldn't expect it.
Yeah, I don't even know what a serious Danhausen would look like.
Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't audibly groaning. Hold on.
And then after that, we get a backstage segment. Jade Cargill's looking for Michin, and Rhea got Michin as well. Then we go to Rhea and Io. They're having a talk. And then we get to the main event of the evening. Jade Cargill defeating Io Sky And a clean win,
Hey.
by the way.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
weird.
mean, clean. I'll say cleanish because of Monday night, but and how many
The
Elmos
match
she
itself was
done
clean.
with how many Elmos she skinned for that outfit.
Yo, that man, I still don't understand what I saw Monday.
Neither do I, but it is what it is.
Like, how does that like fit around? Never mind, go on.
it definitely looks like they're positioning Rhea to win the title, which, I see a lot of talk online. There's a lot of fans behind Jade to keep the title. Rhea's been in the main event so many times in a title match now that, might be her turn to do the job for somebody. But in this instance, I'm kind of like how impressed I've been with Jade still. They haven't put her in a good light as a champion who can really, outside the fact that Jade beat the person Rhea can't. If that's going to be the one claim that Jade has at the moment, it's an okay one, I guess.
No,
But
that works.
when I still look at her entire reign, she's had 2 title defenses in over 100
Yeah.
days.
Mm-hmm. Not a
Roman
lot.
has defended the title more in a 100-day span when he was the tribal chief, and the whole bloodline story.
You're not wrong.
At times maybe, but at times
Acknowledge me.
Whiplash.
oh, good man.
Wasn't expecting you to speak there.
It happens.
He's the tribal chief. He can cut us off whenever he wants. But, it's just in this heel run, I kind of expected more from Jade, and they've given me no reason to believe that she can beat Rhea.
I think they're,
No,
you know
but
what I mean? They're like not showing enough of her at this point. They're not showing how dominant she can be.
Yeah, and
yeah,
that's part of it for me as well.
But
You
also,
know,
like maybe ability-wise, she's not there, and they're kind of holding her back. You know,
well,
that's the
that's
only
why
thing.
she's a heel.
Well, it's
Because
easy
she's not constrained by certain rules. I mean, they paired her up with Meechin and B-Fab, which is going to do what for her?
not a whole hell of a lot.
Yeah, not much.
Even at WrestleMania, what's it going to do? What, Io's going to come out and help Rhea, and maybe somebody else just randomly shows up to help?
Io could take out Meechin and B-Fab by herself.
I mean, I know it would be a very bold claim here to say, but somebody like Naomi coming out to help in a random return, she's given birth.
Yeah, if she's cleared to come back for that, then why the hell not? I mean, Jimmy could be watching the kid in the back.
The most egregious of all the names on there that aren't on the card are Carmelo Hayes and Dragunov. Everybody else, maybe the Motor City Machine Guns, I'll pick as a third.
Worst case scenario, it's Bianca playing that Naomi role.
And you will see me get off cam immediately. And you will be calling the rest of that alone, sir.
Well,
Well,
I have no idea
DG
how long
left.
Bianca's covers.
But yeah, I guess that brings us to the... Well, first, we'll do this a little bit early. Match of the week. Why can I not do anything here? I can't get to the graphic. I'll be right back.
If there's no graphic, then we can't do the match of the week. What do we do until then?
So I'm just gonna say I'm drunk right now, and my recall may not be Thank you. My recall may not be representative. I'm going to opt out of this.
Yeah, total recall.
Oh, also real quick, in AEW, touch on this real quick. Kyle Fletcher forced to vacate the TNT Championship due to injury, and the War Dogs are the new Trios champions.
Okay.
Just real quick, Casino Royale match. It is a Rumble
Yes.
match, and the first person to score a pinfall wins. Which means if the first and second person and the match ends there, nobody else gets to come out.
Mm-hmm. It's
But
a
the longer
weird.
the match go on, the more
I
people come in.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
But the match does end whenever there is the pinfall or submission. So it could happen with the first two people. It could happen with the very last person that comes in. Could happen with anyone in between there. So you don't know exactly how many people are coming out. So it's actually better to have number 1, 2, or those early numbers to guarantee you get into the ring and have at least a shot at winning the match.
Right, which is also why they do it in groups.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, also NXT this week. They announced a 2-week special, NXT Revenge. We'll see the NXT Women's title defended and the Men's NXT Championship defended on night 1. Throwing that out there as well. But yeah, on that note, match of the week. Anybody?
All right. Well, since BJ's recall is not too good,
yeah, I opted out.
My actual match of the week did not happen on mainstream. It was at PWSA. It was the match between Pat Dynamite and JP.
Oh, you bastard!
That was my match of the week. But if I'm going to pick a mainstream match of the week, it's Kit Wilson versus Danhausen.
Yeah, no. Like, my match of the week also was not TV, and 100% my match of the year was Pat Dynamite JP Grace.
Oh, does that have to get added to our list for match of the year candidates?
I think it does. Like, that match was absolutely...
I can definitely advise people to go back and watch from this past Friday night. The PWU, all bets are off.
Well, if you want to see the specific match, that match in itself, by itself, is also uploaded on the Spo Wrestling YouTube channel.
Nice.
By itself, yes. They were nice enough to do that. Oh, yeah, there's the S.
Hey, yeah.
Yes.
Yep, there it is.
Scan that beautiful QR code there. Yes, scan that beautiful QR code and check out that match. Also, that was just uploaded as well, was Kid Legend versus the returning Tommy Grayson in the Bat match from Backcountry.
Right. Yeah, that was a fun one.
It was too predictable for me, Steven Chambers.
Yeah, it also didn't do much of a service to Aminata coming back from injury to just have her lose to Willow like that.
Yeah, I agree as well. My match of the week, though, is from Dynamite. The United Empire and the Death Riders in the main event match. Oh, it was all over the place, but it was really good.
That match was amazing. Absolutely.
Yeah, like that's my match of the week there.
All right.
Usually at this point, because there is an AEW pay-per-view tonight, just real quick as well. There was one moment on AEW that had me completely legitly jumping out my seat. And it's when Chris Jericho said this. And I'm going to turn this up a little bit more.
This is the moment of the week.
You just made the list!
Oh. Oh my God.
Like, you're not supposed to, that's not supposed to happen.
Like, when I saw him come out with the clipboard, I'm like, oh,
and then
man.
you saw him peel off the AEW on the back of the clipboard, and it had the Jericho on the back of
it. And then I'm just like, oh, he's just teasing. This is messed up. You're just teasing us. You're not going to say it. And then we get to the whole thing with Ricochet. And then he says it, and I jumped out my seat. My wife looked at me like, what the hell's wrong with you? I'm like, he's not supposed to say that.
Yeah, that interaction was amazing.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah.
fun. And anybody that has anything to say about Ricochet and his on mic promo game, he's really stepped it up recently. He's found his niche and it's working for him.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you could
nothing
just figure
said
out
about
how to
his
work
social
social
media
media.
game, but
No,
yeah.
but on TV, that's a whole different story altogether.
Yeah.
You know, he's
Yeah,
going
but-
too deep into being in character.
Yeah, he needs to stay off social media.
But what I see just on screen.
Dude, I've said some really controversial stuff over the last like 20 years of social media, and
You
like
said nothing like that.
I've never gotten death threats.
You've
That was
also
the
never
point.
been happy that someone had MS.
No. Obviously not. No, but still,
Really, you haven't?
I'll have to go back and check, but I don't think so.
I don't know. There was
Well,
a lot
Let
of
me look
beer.
at my memories.
Memories.
By
All
the way, I
right,
posted
God.
one today. You know what I'm talking.
All right, guys. I'm not writing down these predictions, but
Okay,
I feel like we should still do them just
let's
because.
do it.
And we
Sure.
will start with night 1 of WrestleMania. We will start with what's going to be on ESPN2 first, free for the first hour. And if I'm correct, the night 1 opening match is the second ever unsanctioned match at WrestleMania. Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu.
I'm going to go with Fatu winning this. I feel like, Drew is going to be taking some time off to go and film the Highlander thing. And so this will be a good way for Jacob to put him out and go over and build himself up in the process. And then Drew gets his time off to go and film his movie.
Right there with you, like all indications have been Drew is taking time off to film this movie. There's no way Jacob loses.
Yeah, I have to agree as well. I feel like even if there wasn't the chance of the movie and things still went the same course, I would still be taking Jacob Fatu, considering a year ago I had him in the main event of WrestleMania this year.
You did?
And like honestly, it's heartbreaking that didn't come to play.
No, because it would have been, and they could have still gotten there and done the Fatal 4-Way. And you know what? If you felt like it needed more, you had the Fatal 4-Way queued up right there and decided not to
Right?
go that route.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. Very good point.
But I also agree Jacob Fatu to win. The other
All right.
match that will be on ESPN2, The Vision with I Show Speed will be taking on LA Knight and the Usos. Also keep in mind, The Vision are the current WWE World Tag Team Champions, thanks to I Show Speed.
Yeah. Yeah, but I Show Speed himself is cursed. So it's going to be the Usos and LA Knight winning that one.
BJ?
I mean, it's not for any gold, so there's no harm in the Usos and LA Knight like with a feel good win.
You know what? I'm going to go the crazy route, and I'm going to call The Vision and I Show Speed. Not just that, I Show Speed pins LA Knight.
Oh wow!
Oh my God.
You know what? I'm all
Bold
for.
statement.
I'm all for that. I just don't see it happening.
Well, it's going to be one of those things to where, like, LA Knight's the one in the ring. He takes the big finish, but neither Austin Theory or Logan Paul are the legal guys in the match. And I Show Speed just stumbles into the pinfall.
Or like
Like-
after a big move, he just like falls on top of him.
Yeah, like it's going to be something stupid. You know, he's going to be like half knocked out with The Vision holding his arms up and having them up on his shoulders or something, you know, celebrating.
So I see where you're coming from. I just hope not.
So neither, I mean, in all honesty, for some reason, I feel like The Vision has to win this. LA Knight and the Usos don't need the win at the moment more than they do.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the crowd doesn't need a feel good moment, you know.
Not at that point. Not
Yeah,
at
but
that
if you're
point.
trying to,
Much
if you're
number.
trying to,
And if you're going to give them Fatu over Drew in the first match, it's a good way to bring the crowd back down.
but if you're
Right.
trying to get people to come over and like purchase an ESPN subscription at this point, I guess, in the last half hour before WrestleMania actually starts, wouldn't you rather have it ending on an up note that gets people more inclined to purchase at that point?
But if
No,
you
you
look
have
at
it bleed into the event.
yeah,
which I'm-
that's what I was going to say. You go the AEW route and you just bleed it into the beginning of the pay-per-view.
Dude,
But the other thing I
ESPN
was
is
going,
already pissed off enough at WWE. They don't want to have stuff bleeding over into other things.
well, no, this but if you look at the way this match is positioned, who's in that?
You know how pissed off
but who's
ESPN?
in that? But who's in that spot right now to go off of that hour? The YouTubers. They're marketing to a different genre to get in because
Yeah,
it's the
They're not going to have something cross over the hour in that hour. ESPN.
no.
does not-
You don't. No. The match ends before going into the what's going to be exclusively on Unlimited.
Oh yeah,
No,
yeah.
no.
They're not
But just
AEW.
who's
They're
in
not
that?
gonna do
Yeah, no, they're not
Right,
going to
they
do
can't.
that.
They
No,
cannot.
but
ESPN's already pissed
But
off
I'm just
enough.
saying the positioning of the match is marketed toward the people who have, like iShowSpeed has a huge millions of online followers,
Yes.
They're hoping that those people watch that and then buy the pay-per-view. That's what they're looking at. Or get
But
the
it's not a
subscription in this
pay-per-view,
case.
so to speak. They have to subscribe to ESPN.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Whatever, same difference. It's the same thing.
Hey, does this appeal to
but,
you?
But it's
Give
a much
us
bigger
money.
pain in the ass to subscribe to ESPN Unlimited for however many long and then cancel it again when you're not interested rather than just buy WrestleMania one time.
Which I
Right.
don't even think they have a thing like that. I think once you sign up,
They
you
don't?
No,
sign
there's
up.
no option.
Yeah.
No, there's no option
Well,
for that. You either get the subscription or
There's no
screw
pay
off.
per view option.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's
It's
move
like
on.
you buy the service or
Or screw off.
Well, let's move on to the matches that will be on ESPN Unlimited.
Yeah.
The Women's Tag Team Championship Fatal 4-Way. We're Not Friends. Lash Legend Nia Jax, the defending champions. Bailey and Lyra. Or currently slated in there, the Bellas, which could be replaced possibly by the Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah, I would like to see the Kabuki Warriors just slotted in there anyway, and I would like to see them win, but I do not think that even if they do get that slot that they win, and I think that Nia Jax and Lash Legend walk out still champs.
BJ?
Again, just like Chef said, although I have more faith, if they're cleared, hold on, I'm dropping food all over myself.
Fair enough, Sasquatch. Fair enough.
All right, who are the competitors? Who we got?
Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair.
Right, we're not
Nia
friends.
Jax / Legend. The Bellas,
Okay.
who could be replaced if Nikki's not. I think it's Nikki that's injured, isn't able to go.
And the
Or
replacement would be
probably the Kabuki Warriors. That would make the most
Right.
sense. Maybe, possibly, also, I would throw out there Raquel and Roxanne as a possible replacement as well.
True.
And Roxanne's concussed.
It's a bumpy one.
Yeah, with too many things that come into play with my picks, I'm just gonna go for
And then
Yeah,
Bailey and
Nia.
Lyra.
Nia and last year's thing.
Yep.
You know what? I'm going to go with Bailey and Lyra.
Okay.
Yes, I picked Lyra Valkyria. The world can now end.
Get
Woo.
it, Doug.
There it is.
Enjoy
Been a minute since we used that.
that.
I think I used it one of the weeks you weren't here.
Makes sense.
I know it has been used in in the last couple of weeks.
Been a minute since I've seen it.
Yeah. Just like I used This Is a Bruce Banner earlier. Next up, for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, champion AJ Lee defending against the man Becky Lynch. We kind of talked about this a bit earlier.
Yeah. I know my thoughts. BJ, you want to take it first?
No, I do not.
All right, then I'll take it first. I would love to see AJ retain here, but I think it's Becky. I think AJ is about ready to pull back to a little bit more part-time schedule as opposed to the full-time thing. And yeah, it just feels like Becky is the right one to carry it for a little bit until you get her next challenger and whoever could potentially be the next Ladies Intercontinental Champion.
Okay. I'm ready.
Go.
Becky loses. Becky's moving on up. You know, AJ has so many young girls that she can take on and like help the careers of. While Becky deserves to be in the women's championship title picture, and I think that's just what's going to happen.
And I could see her even moving to SmackDown after WrestleMania.
If anyone's
like
moving anywhere. But yeah, no. Becky with the L, AJ lives to take on Lyra and Ivy and all these other women on Raw right now who are like.
That is what I was saying earlier, so I'm in complete agreement. Becky loses, she moves up to the next part. Let AJ Lee work with some of this younger talent now. I would love to see a AJ Lee Roxanne Perez match and feud.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I hope that's the case, but one of us had to present the argument for why Becky wins it, and so I figured that part is something.
Yeah. So next up on the other side, one of the big couples in WWE, we have Seth freaking Rollins taking on the Ring General, the Collector of Careers, Gunther.
Yeah, this one we know why it came together because of injuries to both guys' opponents at the time. And unsure if they would be able to be cleared in time for WrestleMania or not. So we wound up with Seth versus Gunther. Should be a good match. Honestly, I see Gunther winning it because, he's a little motivated. He wants to show Paul Heyman that, this favor I'm about to cash in, you should be worried about it. Yeah. So, Gunther over Seth Rollins.
I know this one was short notice, but like they haven't given us really any reason to, you know what I mean? Like cheer for either competitor.
I mean, I feel like they've given us no reason to be emotionally invested to it. But again, this is like I said, when we talked about this match possibly happening, was that I see this match on the card and I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, but
absolutely.
who do you have, BJ?
Who
do you have winning?
Rollins wins this one.
Okay.
So, for me, I'm going with the same idea I had that they should do with Rollins. If they had done
I'm sorry,
Rollins.
before you say anything, I was just going to say, but Heyman is involved in some way and cost Gunther the match. Did I steal your thunder right there?
No, not at all. So for me, I think Gunther wins, but it would be the same reason if they had gone Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins, that as a hypothetical match that I had. Braun Breaker comes back and in a surprise return and costs Rollins the match, setting up their feud going forward.
I did not even think about Breaker. Yeah, you're right. You're
right in our chat there, Video Store Sasquatch saying basically what you just did right there.
I mean, I had for the Paul Heyman, so it would make sense in this situation as well. It would just make sense. Now, let's get to our top 2 championship matches, starting with the Women's World Championship. Champion Stephanie Vaquer defending against the 2026 Women's Royal Rumble winner, Liv Morgan.
This is my hardest match to pick, so BJ, you go first.
Without that one last show of build, I'm gonna go Liv.
Okay.
Liv, last we've seen, Liv has a big knot on her head, and Stephanie Vaquer is sitting pretty. You know, like, I know it's no indication, like, what happens before the actual event, but yeah, no, I think we're going to see Liv come out on top with a big knot on her head.
Chef?
Yeah, it's tough. We all know that I am a fan of both of these ladies, and this is a tough one for me to pick either direction. Liv is definitely looking to regain the top spot that she feels is hers and she deserves, and she's the only one that deserves that top spot on Monday Night Raw. Stephanie Vaquer, she's fought her way up and taken that top spot. And this is just going to be a hell of a match. This could be match of the night for depending on, if Liv actually has her bearings about her and her brains aren't too scrambled by that point. But yeah, it comes down to it. I've got to pick a winner. I'm going to say Stephanie Vaquer is going to take it. I think that she's just going to have that little bit more of an edge just to just prove to not just herself or anybody else, but to just prove to Liv that, hey, you aren't as hot as you think you are, you aren't as tough as you think you are. I am La Primera for a reason. And yeah, you're going down. I'm sticking with Stephanie Vaquer.
I also picked Stephanie Vaquer to retain the championship because I think her first opponent coming out of this feud is going to be Becky Lynch.
Right.
Okay,
right.
I can see that.
So my picks for this night just kind of aligned for a future match, to where now they're both going to need somebody to go up against. Becky's the heel, Stephanie's the face. It makes sense.
I love it. I
Now,
picked against her, but
on to the main event.
Yeah, I guess.
WWE Undisputed Champion Cody Rhodes.
This is the one that I was told not to give a crap about, right? This is the night that they told me not to give a crap about on TV because it was ass.
Going up
Pat
against
McAfee, and you were like, I don't care about this automatically.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, can I get a darn word out of my mouth and then somebody speaks? But yes, the main event of night one, champion Cody Rhodes defending against Randy Orton with Pat McAfee in his corner.
Yeah. I'm hoping Cody. I'm going with Cody. Just because I got to pick somebody in this match, and I'm not picking anyone who aligns themselves with McAfee.
DJ?
He pronounced that a little funny. He pronounced it like it was a G and not an MAC, like MAGA-fee.
What I say?
All. You said MAGA-fee.
Do I keep saying that? Oh.
Those are two separate things. No. Yeah, Orton wins. Orton wins if the WWE loves me. Orton wins and Cody Rhodes turns heel. And
Someone's
McAfee,
down the line.
No. Like at Mania, but WWE doesn't love me. But either way, like McAfee somehow ends up getting like just absolutely destroyed at some point over the course of the match. But yeah, Orton wins.
I would hope literally.
I'm going with Orton as well. I want to see Orton have a good run with that championship. I've been, as a fan, begging for it for a while. So regardless of how it happens, I think the Cody Rhodes thing of he needs to be away for the title for a little bit. He needs to be separated from it.
I agree.
With it. I don't disagree with any of that. I just can't get behind the other side right now.
And especially if the rumored backlash match is Randy Orton and McAfee versus Jelly Roll.
If that's actually going to happen, I ain't watching Backlash.
Well, I'm saying if that's the case, then Randy Orton needs to win the match. If Cody wins, there's no point.
Yeah. Right. It wouldn't make sense.
Like there would be no point. Cody trying to get back to the championship and this match happening, then it makes sense.
All right, but I'll address that question from the video store Sasquatch there, if you don't mind. Bring that up there for me. The why the Pat hate here? Sure, okay. First of all, he is not the best commentator. I never liked his commentary style. He was too much of the just. I'm here. I'm so happy to be here. I'm just gonna say things and blah blah blah, and not add anything for real. So I was never a fan of his style there. And then they decided to throw him in the ring for matches that were terrible, quite frankly, and I didn't care about either. So that didn't help.
The whole match was dope.
No, and then every time he opened his mouth, I just wanted to for him to kick himself in the face. And then he college football season comes around and he goes away, and I realized, commentary doesn't suck. It's just him. And then he comes back, and I'm like, oh, crap, he's back. Commentary sucks again. And so now he's been away for a while. I was happy. And now bringing him back, and, yeah, it's like Cody said, having the reveal. Uses the third man with the Outsiders and to the NWO. It was just stupid. It made no sense. I'm over him. I'm over it completely. Plus, he's generally just not a great person in real life. So, yeah, I can deal without him forever. There you go.
Well, I hope there are no lingering questions after that. Because we still have a whole nother card to get through for night 2 of WrestleMania.
Let's go.
It's his personality, and I don't like it.
He's way too much of a mark.
I mean, we all do not. I enjoyed him on commentary personally, but that's me.
Yeah, honestly, he was fine. I don't know where you're coming from, but I support your hatred.
Oh,
I've heard completely worse on commentary, to be perfectly honest.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, apparently, most people thought that Booker T was worse on commentary, which I disagree with personally. So.
No. His shtick is just getting old, and it's the same thing over and over and over and over with nothing.
And now
changing.
he's just kind of revealing himself as like just an old man who just says stuff.
Well, yeah, there is that. I mean, I'm not.
I was tired of Booker T well before there were call-ups that happened.
Oh my god, I ate that whole Stromboli.
And that is true.
Yeah. But wrestling has things for everybody. Not everybody's going 100% like something. So, hey, that's why we're fans.
I answered the question.
Yeah,
I know my reasons.
But yeah, let's move on to night 2 of WrestleMania. We'll start with the matches that are on the first hour of ESPN 1. And let's go with what we know is the opening match of night 2. A match I have been looking forward to, and anybody that pays attention to this show already knows who I'm picking to win. And that is Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi.
Oba Femi has to win this.
Well,
period.
do they go with the feel-good story or do they go with the legend demanding stuff? No, the times have turned. Oba wins. What
And
Brock
Yeah.
wants doesn't mean anything. He'll get his send-off, but
no, and I think that leading up to a Brock Oba winning, and I think Brock going on a tear through the rest of the roster to an eventual encounter with Gunther would be absolutely amazing, and
I
seeing them
want
two
Brock to
just go
win
on a tear.
so bad. I want Brock to win so bad, but no. Like this, yeah, Oba's gonna
You
win.
got like this is the only moment you're probably going to get to do this with Oba. So do it so that he has that notch in his belt as as the monster now in WWE. Like that's now the guy you don't want to mess with.
Right, because who else is there? Like Rusev? No. You know what I mean? Like he was the dominant like monster. Yeah, no, I agree. They should pull the trigger on that.
Yeah. But like everybody wants new stars to be built, but for new stars to be built, the old stars gotta take that step back and do the right thing. And in this situation, doing the right thing is Brock Lesnar putting over Oba Femi.
Yes. Yeah. And Brock seems to be perfectly happy to help out with building up the next generation. He remembers what happened when he was brought in and, how everyone helped him. So he's going to pass it on from here because he was one of the lucky ones, quite frankly, who got that treatment when he was coming in. So if he can help.
Even that roster at the time, you had the Kurt Angles, the Undertakers, the Eddie Guerreros. They had such a deep roster then that a lot of these things that happened were just magical. And his run coming in, going through Bubba Ray Dudley, going through RVD to win King of the Ring, being put in between that and The Rock, getting put over by Hulk Hogan, and then The Rock at SummerSlam 2002. And then the rest is history from there.
Yeah.
Like Oba Femi needs a similar trajectory to be taken seriously. Otherwise, he's going to be another lost opportunity of a big man who's going to go other places and be very successful.
I disagree. Like they don't need to put him out there like that. Like he sells himself. Like you know
I
what
mean,
I mean? Like,
so did Brock Lesnar. But when it comes down, when you're going to gear him up for something big, especially if you're going to consider putting one of the world titles on him in his first year on the main roster, a win over one of the most dominant champions in the last 20 years being Brock Lesnar goes a long way. Because he can't get that win over Cena anymore. He might not ever get a match with a Randy Orton per se.
wasn't he in the Cena tournament?
Oba Femi, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no. I'm just saying, like, he's not going to get the opportunity to have to be put over by a guy like that or to be put over by somebody like The Undertaker. A lot of these really bigger guys are just circling back around now.
So that's it. Yeah. Oba Femi wins this one. And there we go.
Yeah.
What's next?
Yeah. The 6-man Intercontinental Championship match with Penta defending against Javon Evans, JD McDonough, Dragon Lee, Rusev, and Rey Mysterio.
I think Penta keeps it.
I agree.
I disagree.
Okay, so you're taking the field versus Penta.
I'm taking specifically Javon Evans.
Okay. Yeah, he wouldn't be my second choice.
Too soon.
Like, Penta retaining would make sense, but if you're going to do a WrestleMania feel-good moment for somebody, Javon Evans is super over and would do... Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like I said, he'd be my number 2 choice to win it. But yeah, I think Penta keeps it. If he doesn't, then Javon wins it.
Yeah, Penta.
All right. Next on the list. For the United States Championship, champion Sami Zayn defending against Trick Williams, who will have Lil Yachty in his corner.
Yeah, I feel like this is the official double turn, which means that Sammy uses some heel tactics to keep that belt.
I think I'll go next on this one. I think you could do, if they were to do the double turn and fully go into it, I think it can be done with Williams winning still. Sammy goes to do something sneaky, gets caught. The problem just becomes, does Lil Yachty get involved in the match? But regardless, I think Trick Williams walks out United States champion.
No contest, Sammy retains.
No
Okay.
contest at WrestleMania.
Wow,
That's
he went
I
with the
wouldn't
DT match.
I wouldn't even do that at WrestleMania. Wow. That's a bold move.
Right?
No, but
Well,
I
there's-
think there could be other things coming into play. I think we could see Carmelo Hayes get involved in this match too, and him possibly join Trick.
Depends on if his leg cooperates or whatever.
Or just the
But he
idea to
doesn't-
get
it
the
doesn't
belt
seem like
off
he's that big
Sammy.
of a- Well, Trick or Mello doesn't seem like he really wants to align himself with Trick after SmackDown, their whole interaction.
No, but I think Melo knows he can beat Trick, and
Well, Mello, I don't know if you
Sammy-
heard the reports. Mello's out for a while. He just,
Yeah.
it was reported today he's out for a while.
well, I know that there were plans for him to go on his honeymoon as well.
No. Like,
With
I think
Kalani
it was
Jordan.
like an injury thing.
I don't know. I'll look that up, but everything I heard was it was his honeymoon. That was the major bump in the road there,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
and that
like,
his injury is just
far-fetched
for
that he'd be
TV.
banged up as well.
Yeah, but I think that's just for TV.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, I mean, I didn't like the reports I read weren't like the just for TV stuff. It was like,
Nah, because
my typical sources.
yeah, I haven't seen anything about that.
All right. So,
But yeah, next up for the WWE Women's Championship, champion Jade Cargill defending against Rhea Ripley.
yeah, I feel like Jade's going to win this. I feel like this one is set up so that Rhea can help establish Jade a little more.
BJ?
Yeah. Very unlikely they go with the like Jade win here. Like I feel like it's more than likely going to be a feel good moment with the Rhea victory. Yeah, go Rhea.
I like I said, I just can't buy Jade winning. She hasn't come off as believable to me, even with the win over Io. It helped her case, but not enough. Especially with only one more show to go. 2, if you count that they
Right.
do something on Raw with them like they did this past week. But I'm going with Rhea. I think Rhea wins the title and she moves to SmackDown.
And like we know there's going to be some shuffling coming up. We just don't know how it's going to fall into place. We need it. It's been
Yeah, it's
2
been too
years.
long. And with Rhea winning the title, that guarantees the top spot in that division currently.
It was before we started this show since the last draft or like shakeup or
Yeah.
anything like that. They,
Yeah.
like for
They
the
had
entirety of
that
of
was
this
weird.
channel. What's that?
I said they had that transfer window thing, but that was it. Not weird.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like a couple people switched brands, but like yeah, no, we need some fresh matches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have 2 more matches to go.
All right.
Next, Dirty Dominic Mysterio taking on the Demon Finn Balor.
Yeah. Demon Finn. This is his time to get his comeuppance.
Yeah, no, I got Dom in this one.
I think Finn wins this. I'm going with the Demon, the return of the Demon. Demon's only lost twice ever. And
Yeah,
Dom
and
is
the last
also
time it was
cursed.
because the rope fell out from under him.
Dom is cursed.
And Dom is
And the
also
demon
cursed.
isn't? And the demon isn't?
The
No, the
demon
demon's
knows
not
how to
cursed.
deal with. The
The
demon uses
tribe,
his curse.
yeah. The tribal
The
chief
demon-
knew what to do. He was a step ahead of the game.
When a rope collapses from
And-
under you when you're about to hit your finisher, I would think that that's like, cursed adjacent at least.
No,
Maybe-
because that
maybe.
happened before Danhausen. That happened well before Danhausen. I
What
was
I'm
at the
saying
Go Home
is-
show before that match. That
What
was
I'm
his first
saying
SmackDown
is-
in Philly.
What I'm saying is, the demon doesn't have to be cursed. He's already cursed.
Yeah, but he's not Danhausen curse. It's a different curse. There's
Yeah,
more
that
than one
weighs
curse.
that weighs way less heavily.
Look. Do I need to
to
contact Mother Endless and see if she can come on and explain curses to you?
How dare you? Do not, please do not. I'm not in any shape to see Mother right now.
I'm going with the demon here.
Yep, same.
I don't think Dom needs to win, and the only way I would see him getting the win is if somehow this becomes a AAA championship match.
Yeah.
I don't see
Finn
that happening.
definitely needs to do
Neither
more.
do I. I don't see that happening, but that's the only way I think that it swings the opposite way. But you're having the demon come back, let the demon pick up the win, and we kind of see where things go for there. Because the demon is special attraction, Finn Balor.
Mm-hmm. Plus, this is
Yeah, I
Finn's
think-
first big match after Judgment Day. So, I think he gets the win here, but also, just to establish himself a little more as his own man again.
Yeah. And we could get him in line to be doing something now. Maybe this feud with the Judgment Day continues a bit longer because he still has beef with JD that has to get squashed as well.
Yeah, sure.
I
Or
think there's a
maybe-
little bit of a
Maybe he
ripple
busts
effect.
JD out of the Judgment Day.
Yeah, but JD was
That-
the first one to attack him.
Yeah,
they
JD
turned.
seems pretty secure in his decisions.
Yeah, he was the first one to throw a punch when Finn turned his back. It wasn't Dom, it wasn't Liv, it was JD. So I think there's something there for them to build off of after he gets through Dom, as it's like another blow off to it, so that we just get the full quick storytelling of that and we move on. But
Okay.
speaking of moving on, let's get to the
Yeah.
main event of
main
WrestleMania
event.
weekend. Yes, champion CM Punk defending against the tribal chief Roman Reigns.
Acknowledge me.
This is a hard one.
Yeah. It's going to be a good match.
I agree with that. But who do
I'm gonna
you
go
have?
Punk. I'm going
Punk
Punk.
to win his first WrestleMania main event. All right, Chef.
Yeah, I really am rooting for CM Punk in this one. I'm just going to put my money where my mouth is and go with Punk as my winner.
If it was going to be any match, I would call I would want to call no contest on that. It is this one, and it would just not make sense with it being the main event of the entire weekend. I don't, with WWE listening to actually seeing and listening to what fans are saying, I think a Roman Reigns championship in arenas would sound good, but the second they get online, they would see everybody rebelling against it. Because I don't think anybody's really ready for a part-time champion again.
No.
The
at the
only
sa-
thing I was thinking was maybe he would have like a month-long run as a present champion before disappearing until SummerSlam again.
I was going to say, even then, let's just say as Video Sasquatch, if the plan is for Oba to beat Reigns for the title, you know, I would say that trigger gets pulled at SummerSlam and you follow the Brock playbook at that point. You do King of the Ring. Oba wins King of the Ring and gets the shot at the World Championship because they're both still on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I would love to see CM Punk actually win the main event at WrestleMania. I think he deserves it. Roman has been there plenty of times. I don't think Roman needs the title. I don't think Punk needs the title. It just depends on where they want to go. Because if you think about it, if they had done CM Punk versus Seth Rollins for the title, with Seth Rollins still being the champion going into this without being injured, do you pick CM Punk to beat Rollins? Because they probably would have hinted somewhat at a Braun Breaker turn on him. You know, if those seeds had started to be fully planted for that turn to happen the night after Mania and Seth loses the championship, and that's why they turn, then CM Punk was already slated.
For me, if you would, please.
Where?
Yeah,
Which
this
one?
newest comment that Sasquatch has there. If you
Which one? There's a bunch of them.
Newest one.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Big Punk fan. It's just, what are their plans? See, now that
that's what
out plans.
but that's what I was just talking about, because I was responding to this comment that I had up.
So yeah, I'm not even sure that they have a hard and fast plan at this point, because it really doesn't feel that way with some of this stuff. And this is one of those things where it doesn't feel like they have anything that's like, which part of that is because of the injuries that they've had lately, and things have been thrown into flux that way. But you know, that's not always a bad thing. But I think that CM Punk, he is definitely more present, and I feel like it's better to have a more present champion to sell your product than it is to have Roman Reigns showing up once a month and talking with the belt and having a match once every 3 months with the belt.
I mean, it all depends on what the route is. I said from the beginning this would be the hardest match for me to pick. Personally, I do think CM Punk retains, and they let him have his moment. He just had his main event last year. Now he's getting the overall main event weekend. It feels like it would be the perfect time to let him have his moment, win the main event at WrestleMania. Roman's already been there. Roman can put Oba over without the championship just fine. But there would be some symmetry to it if somewhere's in between now and, say, SummerSlam, Oba and Roman. If Roman was to win the world title and it's a shorter reign, and we kind of get to relive what that moment was. Because remember, Brock Lesnar beat The Rock in 2002
I also
at
don't
SummerSlam.
I also don't want Oba Femi to have the title yet. That feels too soon. I want him to have to work for it a little bit. And I want that anticipation to build so that when he finally does win it, it actually feels like it means something, not just like, oh, that was expected. Yeah, that makes sense. That
it meant something for Brock in 2002 in the names that he ran through. You throw Oba through that exact same type of gauntlet, it's going to mean something. But what if he runs through Roman Reigns on the way to that championship? He's ran through Brock Lesnar. Let's say he runs through Cody Rhodes.
That's just it. He can't go and be Roman with the title as his next opponent. You have to go through Roman. We're
not talking about the match happening at Backlash. I'm talking about that match happening at SummerSlam. The same thing they did with Brock. Brock debuted the night after WrestleMania.
Yes.
And by that SummerSlam in 2002, he was world champion. It can be done. And what they did with Brock is they ran him through the baddest mother effers on the roster to get there. So you could do the exact same thing with Oba.
I feel like they might have had some badder MRFers than on the roster than they have now, though.
Oh, no, if we're talking about the quality of the roster, that's a different story. But when they have the guys that are established, you have enough established guys. So let's throw Oba Femi through the gauntlet we'll say Roman, Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes, and then he gets to Roman with plenty of other little matches in between because you still got to have those normal TV matches. But those are all credible wins over former world champions, which would also include him defeating The Miz on SmackDown, who's the only 2-time Grand Slam winner.
Fatu was never a world champion.
Who, what?
You said Fatu. Fatu was never a world champion.
Well, brother, Fatu, former United States champion, but this looking at it as the toughest guys, because you could say Fatu and Oba happens in the finals of the King of the Ring.
Ooh, that would be fun.
That's what I'm saying. Oba goes over then, and then he gets his guaranteed title match against, say, Roman Reigns, who's world champion at SummerSlam.
I guess you don't see your prediction happening a year later and Fatu being the Royal Rumble winner. According to you, they're going to bury him.
No, how's that getting buried? How's that getting buried in any way, shape, or form?
You've just made Jacob Fatu hit a glass ceiling, and that glass ceiling's name
No, it's not.
Yes, you did. Yeah, you did.
All right.
Yeah.
So, but hold on. But then that says the same thing for Oba Femi if he doesn't get over Jacob Fatu after defeating Brock Lesnar. If
you have Jacob Fatu lose to Oba Femi now with the spots that they are in their careers respectively, that's the
Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu's been. Jacob Fatu's been.
Finish my point before you jump in on me, please. Thank you. So if you have Jacob Fatu lose to Oba Femi now, that is the ceiling. He can go no higher because of where he is in his career. Oba Femi is young in his career. If Oba Femi still has time to build beyond Jacob Fatu, that's it. Done. He goes no higher.
So
I disagree.
Keep him away from those guys.
I disagree with that fully. Jacob Fatu would recover just fine. He's been on the main roster longer. And when Brock Lesnar came in, again, they ran him through all the big names on the way, which included Rob Van Dam, who eventually went on to become the WWE champion still. He ran through Hulk Hogan, who was an established star. He went through The Rock, who in 2002 was actually still in WWE regularly. And that was when he left to go do movies. Like
what are you comparing?
I'm comparing what they did with Brock Lesnar to what they should do to Oba Femi going into that next SummerSlam if the plan would be to put the world title on him. It's the exact same thing they did with Brock.
Point that I made, though.
I am responding to your point. Jacob Fatu does not hit a glass ceiling. Jacob Fatu would bounce back just fine, just like everybody else did that Brock Lesnar went up against on his rise to the title in his first year.
Not everybody did. RVD never got.
RVD 3 years later became the WWE champion, cashing in Money in the Bank, rebooting the ECW brand.
Yeah, the less you say about that, the better. Even though that match was amazing.
So it didn't hurt The Rock. It didn't hurt Hulk Hogan in the slightest.
You couldn't hurt The Rock. You couldn't hurt.
And this is all established talent.
Jacob Fatu is not The Rock.
Jacob Fatu is much older than Oba. Jacob Fatu is not going to be around forever.
Exactly.
And
Jacob Fatu.
And Jacob Fatu can bounce back.
He's never being Oba.
But if they're on two different shows, there's no promise they would ever cross over again. So it would be a one-time match.
Ultimately, that's ideal. Like, all of your top stars are going to cross over with all of your top stars eventually.
But I'm saying in the King of the Ring tournament, that loss does not hurt Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu can still work to the championship because he was literally just one match away from having that title shot, and you work him up into becoming the Royal Rumble winner. If you're giving him the glass ceiling. I am not.
I think that completely stops his momentum.
Yeah.
What?
100%.
How does that stop his momentum?
Gives it all to Oba. Transfers all the energy right there.
But that's if it's a clean finish. That's if it's a clean finish. We
That's
don't
it.
even know.
Honestly, that doesn't really matter as much in this case.
It does, because you're the one saying I'm giving the glass ceiling. I'm not. I never said anything about a glass ceiling. Jacob Fatu should be in the main event of WrestleMania right now, if you ask me. But he's not. WWE's not putting him in that spot.
Well, and you personally have him
He's already
jobbing
hit the
over,
glass ceiling.
so.
LA Knight has
He
the
has
same
not.
glass ceiling.
But Oba Femi's the future, and putting him over a lot of the more credible guys builds him. It's exactly what they did with Brock to make him the monster he is, and that he is considered in character on TV. You do the same thing for Oba. The second Oba gets handed that loss, that's not built up to happening, to where Jacob Fatu's already taken plenty of losses. We've seen him, the cage match at SummerSlam. That was a moment for him.
So what you're saying is Jacob Fatu is not the future.
He's not the future, but he's part of the immediate future.
Well, it sounds like you're kind of burying him.
No, you guys are, by bringing it the fuck up. You guys have given him the glass ceiling.
Burying him with truth? Is that what we're burying him with?
That's a whole different burial altogether. But no, it's not a burial to Jacob Fatu in the least, especially if it's in a tournament. Now, if we're talking about a match that happens outside of a tournament that has repercussions, that's a different story. But if I'm putting it in the King of the Ring and they're both, but we're separating it as them being, the only way they face each other in the finals is being on two separate brands.
Right.
So,
otherwise,
so that it doesn't, yeah. So that it's not hurting anything, and it's not hurting anything in the long run. It's not going to hurt him in the least, putting over the guy who's going to be there 10 years from now, unlike him who will not be there 10 years from now.
It'll hurt me.
Well, good. I hope it does.
All right. Well, I guess we've been through.
But anyway, I don't even remember who we picked for. I don't even remember who we picked for any of this now, or even if I picked a winner.
That's right. There's
None
video
of
evidence.
The ESPN Unlimited blacks out. We never know who the winner is.
That's fine with me.
No, but I think I go CM Punk to win this. Because if they want to put a title on Roman, they can do it at a different time. Let CM Punk get his WrestleMania moment. And we don't need a champion who will be there a couple times and not defend the title. If Roman wins it like 3 months from now on the build to SummerSlam, it's a little more edible that we know there's only a part-time he won't be there, and there'll be a throwaway PLE in the middle of it where that title probably wouldn't be defended anyway.
Yeah. My problem being though, like, time is running out for Roman's last reign.
Does Roman need a final reign though? Like, I'll argue that he's bigger than the title at this point, and that whatever title goes on him, he's elevating the title, not the title elevating him.
Put it this way, where he's at right now, like, he needs one more reign, especially if he loses at Mania.
Only if there's a bloodline reunion. Him on his own, no, he doesn't need it. I mean, he's put over Bronson Reed, who's not even able to compete this year, you know. CM Punk would become the third person in 4 years, 5, 6 years, whatever it's been, to pin Roman Reigns and retain the title.
I don't think either guy here is worried about putting over the other guy at this point.
No. But I'm not worried about who's worried about. I'm just looking at it in the perspective of if CM Punk wins, Bronson Reed and Cody Rhodes are the only two people to pin him in the last 5 years. It just kind of adds it's addition to it of what that win means for CM Punk. Because Roman didn't take the pinfall last year, Punk did.
Right. After some shenanigans.
As always, it's pro wrestling. There has to be shenanigans.
I'll pistol whip the next one of you who says shenanigans.
Shenanigans?
Ooh, shenanigans.
But yes, again, on some programming stuff at this point. Don't forget to join us for all our watch-alongs this week.
Yeah,
Raw.
I was significantly less drunk for all of these.
Raw,
Maybe.
SmackDown, and nights 1 and 2 of WrestleMania. Plus, our preview show for Hybrid Wrestling and PWU Midnight Express that starts Wednesday, April 15th, 11:59 p.m. All roads lead to Vegas, and this Tuesday we will be talking about that and much more, like Pat Dynamite becoming PWU World Champion.
Dynamite. Oh my God, what a match.
Yep. Go back and watch that on
Yeah.
YouTube. You can definitely find it. It's yeah. PWU, all bets are off. There you go. There's a QR code.
Or if you just want to watch this specific match, I recommend watching the entire show. But if you just want to see this specific match, this in itself is also posted.
Yeah. Yep.
Did it go live
For sure.
already?
Did what go live already?
I saw it was scheduled, but it wasn't live yet. Did this one go live?
No.
The show
What?
doing now?
The Pat match.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's been up.
Okay, I saw it. When it was scheduled.
That was last. Yeah, that was last night, man. Come on, man.
It's been a long day.
On that note, I think BJ is ready to take a nap. So yeah,
I have to find another.
Take it home.
I have to find another 10 beers to drink.
Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, be good to each other, and we will see you tomorrow night for our watch along of Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
This is Pat Dynamite, and you're watching BJ DG Talks Wrestling. When Dynamite blows up, they don't get up.